Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another week of winter dinners. I'm going to share 3 recipes that I've made for my family this week that we have deemed winners. Before I just jump right into it, I wanted to welcome anyone who is new, or if you've been around for just a little bit but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I'd encourage you to do that. Also give this video a thumbs up if you really do enjoy finding new dinner recipes for your family. And if you're coming back and it's been a while since you've been here, you may have missed the announcement. I now have a website. It's just mandyinthemaking.com. I share all of my new recipes that I am sharing here on my videos. All of those are there, and I'm slowly going back and adding old recipes to the website as well. That way it just makes it a little bit easier for you guys to look for a specific recipe. You don't have to look through YouTube videos. You can now go to my website and search for it. Let's go ahead and jump into our first recipe. I'm making this for breakfast today, but this would be a great breakfast for dinner type thing. It is a cracked out tater tot casserole, but it's the breakfast version. I've made a chicken tater tot casserole that's cracked out before, and we love that. I will link that below. But this is the breakfast version. We're really excited to give it a try. Okay, we're gonna get started by preheating the oven to 350. I really love this recipe because it's just 6 ingredients. There's 5 here. I've got my bacon started over here. This is a full pound of bacon. I am cutting the recipe in half, so I'm just gonna make enough to fit in an 8x8 dish. If you did the full recipe, which I will have everything linked below, it's gonna make a 9x13 dish. Okay, I've got all of my bacon cooked. This is 1 pound. It's still pretty hot. It just came off the griddle, but we're gonna chop this up into smaller pieces. Before we move on, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my dish. I've got a really large bowl here. I've got 1 bag of tater tots. They are still frozen. I'm gonna use about half of this bag today since I am doing half the recipe. I'm also going to add in our pound of bacon and our 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Gracie, she went to go take her morning nap. I'm sure she'll be back. I will reserve this for her. Okay, let's toss all of this together. Now let's set this to the side. I'm gonna grab a smaller bowl, and in here we're going to add 4 eggs. Since I am halving the recipe, I'll only be using about 1.5 tablespoons of ranch powder, or like a half a pack of ranch dressing if that's what you have. For the whole recipe, you would use a whole pack or 3 tablespoons. Actually, that worked out because that's the last of it. I have another one in my pantry. And I'm also gonna be adding 1 cup of milk. Let's just whisk all of that together. Okay, let's put everything in the baking dish. Add in our tater tot mixture. And let's pour over our milk and egg mixture. Now this is gonna go in the oven at 350 for 50 to 60 minutes, just until our eggs are set. Okay, I ended up adding 10 more minutes to this just because it wasn't quite ready at 50 minutes, so it did take the full hour. But man, this smells good. So we're just serving this by itself today, but it would be good with some fresh fruit too. He is so excited.
I am. Oh yeah, tater tots. Kind of like a hash brown, egg, bacon, casserole, all kinds of goodness in here. Oh man. Yes.
I mean, you're just gonna keep shoveling it in your mouth and not say nothing.
Wow. Comfort food breakfast.
Yay.
Or if you want to do it for dinner, you certainly could. I mean, this could definitely go for, you know, a dinner, brunch, whatever. Yeah. It reminds me of, you know, kind of like what you would get, you know, Cracker Barrel, they serve the
hash brown casserole?
Hash brown casserole. It's very similar to that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Very similar in flavor.
It does have a little bit of ranch powder in there. Man, y'all. I mean, how can you go wrong with a pound of bacon, though?
You can't.
All right, well, I'm gonna dig in. So Cole is not in here. He's in another room eating, but
He is very happy. Okay, I'm gonna dig in. This is really good. It reminds me of like a hash brown bowl. I don't know, something like that. But Stephen was saying serving it with fruit would just like put it over the top.
Oh yeah.
Just that fresh factor on the side. Yeah. But this is 10 out of 10 recommend. So incredibly good.
Okay, before we get started on our second recipe, which I'm very excited about because it is a super quick recipe, perfect for a weeknight, I wanted to tell you a little bit about ButcherBox because they are the sponsor of this video, and y'all know I have a strong love for ButcherBox. So what is ButcherBox and how does it work? I'm glad you asked. ButcherBox is a service that sends you super high quality meat straight to your door. When I say high quality, I mean they source from farmers and fishermen who meet the highest standards for quality, and they bring you 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. So you are getting this great quality meat that you don't have to wonder about. You don't have to worry about this meat. Where is it coming from? You don't have to go looking for it in the grocery stores because right now that can be kind of tough to find exactly what you want. You're ordering it from their website. It's coming directly to your door. So by signing up for ButcherBox, you become a member, but you have great flexibility as far as what type of box you get and how often it comes to your door. ButcherBox offers 4 curated box options, and then they also have the custom box, which is our favorite, where you go in and pick exactly what cuts of meat are going to come in your box. It comes to your door in a 100% recyclable box, and it is all frozen, and it was frozen at its peak freshness, so you don't have to worry about getting your meat home, freezing it, getting into the freezer. You just take it directly from the ButcherBox box and stick it into your freezer, bring it out when you're ready to thaw it for dinner, and that's it. One thing I always feel like I forget to mention is that shipping is always free with your ButcherBox. ButcherBox believes in better. They believe in caring for animal welfare. They believe in supporting farmers, in treating our planet with respect, and they just believe in having better meals enjoyed together. So our family has been getting ButcherBox for, I'm not sure, is it a year and a half now maybe? I look forward to it. It's like Christmas when I know that ButcherBox is coming. We open it up and we get all excited about the different cuts of meat that we have. Y'all, we just have enjoyed absolutely everything. I think our favorites, as I've mentioned before, any of their cuts of steak are just phenomenal. I really enjoy their bacon as well. And more recently, we started adding in some seafood. We've tried their cod and we've also tried their salmon, and both are excellent. And if you are thinking about signing up for ButcherBox, new members that sign up using my link below are going to enjoy 2 pounds of wild-caught salmon free in every box for a year. I recently tried steaming salmon for the first time, and I did use my ButcherBox salmon, and it was so good. I'd never thought to steam it before. So be sure to check them out. You'll need to enter in your email address once you click on the link so that you can access this deal. But I feel like that's a really great deal to get 2 pounds of wild-caught salmon free for a year in every single box. Yes, please. Thank you again to ButcherBox for sponsoring this video. My family loves ButcherBox meat, and we can always tell a difference. Okay, now we're gonna get started on our second meal. Before we get started with the star of the show, the main recipe that I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna share with you a recipe that I've shared with you before. We haven't made it in a while, and I know my husband is really going to enjoy it because it's one of his favorites. It is my family's recipe for brown rice, and that does not just mean cooking actual brown rice. It's actually made with white rice. Let me show you. To get started, I'm gonna set my oven to preheat to 350. And y'all, this is so easy. We need 1 cup of rice, 1 can of beef consomme. Don't use beef broth, use beef consomme. And 1 can of French onion soup. That's it. Okay, I've got plain white rice and 1 can each of the 2 soups. That's it, y'all. We're just gonna stir it up and cover it. This is going in a 350-degree oven for 50 to 60 minutes. Okay, so it's been a little while. I have the brown rice in the oven. It's got 25 minutes left or so. And then we need to get started on the meat portion, and that is the recipe that I wanted to share with you that's new. This is called garlic butter chicken bites. This is a really simple recipe. You just need a couple of chicken breasts, maybe 2, 3, and you're gonna chop them up into smaller bite-sized pieces. I've got this large nonstick skillet heating to about medium-high heat. I'm gonna let that heat up and we're gonna prep our chicken. First, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. Next, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of all-purpose flour over the top. You'll probably need about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little less. We're gonna add some Italian seasoning, a teaspoon or 2. And now we're just gonna toss this all together. You wanna get it pretty well coated. You don't want any of the flour or anything left here on the cutting board. So let's just toss this together and then we'll move over to the stove. Okay, our skillet is good and hot. I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm also gonna add in a tablespoon of butter. Okay, to our skillet, we're gonna add in our chicken pieces. Now, you don't wanna crowd them together. You want them to kind of space out a little bit so that they don't steam. You want these to brown. Okay, we're gonna let these brown on one side for about 3 minutes and then we'll go in and flip them. Now that I've flipped them, we're gonna let them cook for another couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll add in the rest of our butter and our garlic. So I'm adding in about 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, and I'm also adding in 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. And then lastly, I'm gonna add in some fresh chopped parsley. I've turned down my heat as well to about medium low. I'm just going to continue to toss this in the garlic butter for just another minute, and then we're done.
Looks yummy.
He wasn't here for the cooking of this, so he really doesn't even know what's in it.
Wow. You got lemon or something on it for sure.
I've got parsley. No lemon.
I don't have lemon on it, for real?
It doesn't have lemon on it.
Man. The garlic flavor on that.
There's a lot of garlic.
I guess the parsley is what's giving that citrus flavor. I don't
Maybe
know.
so. I don't know.
Garlic. You're talking about some heavy hitting right there.
I put a lot in there.
And then some herbs in there.
Is it too much?
No.
Oh, okay.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've got some.
What's all the herbs
Italian
and spices?
seasoning. Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's good. I love a sear on there too. You let them get
brown a little bit.
caramelized there. Yeah.
And then I made your favorite rice. So my mom makes this rice every year at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's like Stephen's favorite part of the holidays, I think, at least of the holiday food.
That is amazing.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. All right, I'm digging in.
You did good.
So I almost forgot to come back on here and tell y'all what I thought. Obviously, I loved it too. These guys finished really quickly. It was so good. I really do think that the breading on the outside of the chicken really does help adhere all of that flavor to it, but this was delicious.
Okay, y'all, it is time for our third meal, and that means it's Subbie Supper night. Tonight's Subbie Supper was submitted on my website. When I was taking a look at the name of it, it intrigued me, but even more so when I opened it up and was reading all the ingredients. This is something completely different than I've ever made, and I'm really excited. Okay, so the name of this recipe is called Italian Stir Fry, and y'all, I'm so excited. It's something so different. And Stephen is actually still working right now. It's after 5 o'clock, but he's still on a call. So he won't have any clue as to what I'm putting in it. So I cannot wait to see his reaction because these ingredients are so different. So today's recipe comes from Megan. Her and her boyfriend, David, live in Delaware, and they have a collie/Eskimo mix named Izzy. She says she's a full-time student, and she's also a full-time manager of a Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all know I love Dunkin'. She said she loves to cook, and this particular recipe has been in her family for many years. So thank you, Megan, for sharing this with me. We are ready to give it a try. Let's do it. The first thing we're gonna do, this is a bag of frozen tortellini. I'm just gonna cook it according to the package directions, and then we'll drain it and set it to the side. So just follow the instructions on the back of your package and cook it. While I wait on my water to come up to a boil for our tortellini, we are gonna take all of the sausage out of the casings. We are using mild Italian sausage. I'm just following her instructions. I almost bought the hot just to try it, but I'm going with what she said. I'm gonna set this to the side. We'll take it over to the stovetop in just a few minutes, but I need to slice this bell pepper She said to use a green bell pepper. My grocery store was completely out, so I'm just going with what I have. And then I'm also going to slice up this yellow onion. Okay, my water is boiling. I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt, and we're gonna pour in this entire bag of cheese tortellini. And my package says to just boil them for like 2 to 3 minutes. While I'm waiting on our tortellini to simmer again, and then to simmer for a couple of minutes, I've got this large pan that I'm heating to about medium-high heat. And the recipe calls for pineapple chunks in heavy syrup. She did say it's important to get the kind that's in heavy syrup, not just the kind that says in pineapple juices. It's gonna alter the flavor if you do. I could not find chunks in heavy syrup. I could only find slices. So I'm just gonna reach in here with my knife and just chop these into chunks all the way through. Ta-da! Now we have pineapple chunks. These are done. Let's drain these and just set them to the side for now. We're going to cook these sausages. She said to chop them, and I don't know if that means I need to keep them in smaller pieces or if we can just kind of crumble it up as we go, but that's the route I'm gonna go with, is just crumbling it up. Okay, this is cooked all the way through. We're gonna remove the sausage for now and just put it in a bowl. To our same large skillet, I'm gonna add just a little more. There's not a lot of fat in there. There's some, but not a lot. So I'm gonna add just a little olive oil. And now we're gonna saute our veggies right there in the pan. Okay, so I cooked these for like 3 or 4 minutes. We're just wanting them to be a little bit soft, which they are. So now let's add our sausage back in. And we're gonna also toss in all of our tortellini. Now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna add in this entire can, including the heavy syrup. Do not drain it. Now we're gonna add in as much garlic as you want. So this is probably a couple of tablespoons of minced garlic for me. Y'all know we like a lot. And she said 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, but she said they actually like about 6. So we're gonna go with 5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Now we're just gonna let this simmer for about 5 minutes.
This has to be completely different, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's get all of it in there. Tortellini. Yeah. All right.
I can hang with this.
I can hang with this.
Uh-huh.
Very different. I'll tell you this right now, I would have never selected this in a million years on any recipe website. This would not have been something I would have tried, but I like it.
It is good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's got balsamic vinegar in there, pineapple, tortellini, Italian sausage. I mean,
it's really good.
I know.
I'm surprised.
He came in there and he was very skeptical. And honestly, as I was cooking it, I was a little skeptical. I was like, oh no, I hope this turns out okay. It's just different, which is why I chose it. I wanted something different.
Here's one thing I think would be really good with it.
Okay.
Parmesan cheese.
Oh, yeah. You want me to go grab it?
I think so, yeah.
I'll be right back. Okay, he added his Parmesan cheese. It's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's so hard to describe because there's so many different flavors going on in it. Right?
I like this.
I do.
Wow! Pineapple is a very risky ingredient for me. Especially with savory things.
Correct.
Like the whole Hawaiian pizza thing. You will not find me anywhere close to a Hawaiian pizza.
I love a Hawaiian pizza. He does not.
But this, sweet, spicy, savory, crunch of the pepper, saltiness of the Parmesan. I definitely think Parmesan is a really good
Okay, I'm going to add some to mine. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Megan, thank you so much for sharing this with me. I'm so glad I went out on a limb and said, you know what? This sounds different, but we're going to try it. Because, y'all, it's good.
It is.
Give it a shot. You'll be surprised. If Subbie Supper had awards, Megan, you would win the award for the most interesting recipe. The more you eat it, the more you like it.
Yeah.
We keep taking more bites and we're like, gosh, this is so good.
There's a lot of depth into this that...
Megan, you win an award, I'm telling you. We're so impressed. Thank you.
I love it.
It's biscuit, y'all.
Gracious, like, I'll take biscuits, I'll take potatoes, I'll take cheese, I'll take fish, chicken, popcorn.
She's a carb lover at heart. Oh. Hello, ma'am. Can I help you?
He's like, and I like vanilla ice cream too.
Mm-hmm, and whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Blue.
Thank y'all so much for watching this week's Winter Dinners. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you've never checked out ButcherBox before, be sure to check the link in my description box. Remember that new members are going to receive 2 pounds of wild-caught salmon in every box for a year. We really love ButcherBox, and I know you will too. Thanks, y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our first... It's a recipe. Our first what? Recipe, Mandy.
4 eggs. And spew it all over me. Did you see that? It shot all over me. Lovely.
I smell garlic. I already got garlic out. I forgot I did that. A lot of garlic too. Cheers. Just kidding. That's where I share with share. Luda, you want to come do it? She said she could do it better. You want to do it? See? You can do it better? I thought so. Come here. She just thinks I have something, but I don't.
I will reserve this for her.
You good? You want to get back down? No stinker. Okay.